Alright folks, no beating around the bush here, let's just jump straight into this and let me explain the situation. Actman, gaming YouTuber, allegedly, the man who takes age worse than a sitting president, or former president for that matter. Did you guys see the Jimmy Carter footage? Man, that was ghoulish levels of insanity. The man is 100 years old, you lunatics. Leave him the hell alone, my word. But anyway, Actman threw this up on the Twitter. If any YouTubers want to have a discussion and or debate with me on wokeness in video games, feel free to DM me or reply to this tweet. I'm still very interested in this subject and I love talking about all facets of gaming, politics included. And recently, Actman had a debate about this with someone named Andy Pants Gaming. Now, it should be obvious, I am not a fan of Actman. I think he's a shady bastard with no integrity. However, much like the Joker, I'm a man of my word, I'm fair. Far more than most people on this platform. And he won the debate handily, mainly because Andy can't debate himself out of a paper bag. So why am I bringing this up? Because a whole bunch of people tagged me in this thread and told me to debate him. No dice, and I will tell you why. And in the process, hopefully annoy absolutely everyone. If you watch the debate, you can attest to this. Andy did the stupid thing where he simply assumed stating the obvious would make Actman see the error of his ways, as if he just wasn't privy to what the hell's been going on in the gaming media for the last 10 years. Not like he's a gaming YouTuber with over 1 million followers, but anyway. You could really see the split in political insight when Az went on the pronoun rant. And shout out to Az, by the way, because he told me he's watched some of my videos on a live stream last night, so cheers to him, glad he enjoyed them. Those who weren't morons who could see that cancer was inevitably going to spread versus the leftist plebs who just needed time to get used to swallowing crap and call you some sort of bigot if you didn't chow down and drown along with the horde of beaten peasants. And that's the sort of semi-permanent vibe of the sphere. You have one side whose entire bread and butter is just yelling about the culture war stuff day in, day out. And I'll be honest with all of you, I find that stuff incredibly tedious and boring. It's like content crack. There's nothing new there. There's nothing interesting. It's the same thing over and over again. It's slop. I can occasionally engage, but to diet on it constantly just makes me depressed because I'm not learning anything. Then on the other side, you have a gradient of people ranging from liking that bollocks to it's not a big deal to pretending it doesn't exist. And these two sides are yelling at each other constantly. One side screams bigots and the other one screams cringe and gay. And that's it. There's nothing more to the stupid cultural bollocks than that. And once you see this pointless play is forever stuck in this gear, then you'll realize there's no point in engaging with anyone with regards to this kind of stuff. This is why people talk about each other and not to each other. It's basically showing that we have two sides of society that have nothing in common anymore, and both will think the other one is a threat to their way of life. Both sides will accuse the other one of being in a cult. Although, let's be real, only one side is in a cult. The one side wants to be left alone, and the other side are a bunch of attention-seeking twats who consider being left alone tantamount to some form of hate crime. Actman is some form of the gradient cult. Any form of fans of his who sour on him because he refuses to acknowledge obvious reality basically want to do this meme to him until he repents for his stupidity. But here's the kicker. He's never going to. And the fact that he isn't would make any sane person ask why. Financial incentives, having a massive ego made of glass, and he'd have to admit that he was wrong, which he doesn't have the balls to do, but anyway, who knows. Most importantly though, on a personal level, he has nothing to gain by admitting fault. When you're a public figure and there's politics involved, personal incentives drive damn near everything. So good luck to you people if you're looking to find ethics with people who work within the regime paradigm. It's never going to happen. Now, naturally, because I am always right about this sort of thing, which frankly is not very difficult to see here, and I wanted to prove this point. And so I posted this. Thank goodness it's one of the most liked tweets on that thread, second only to V's one, because I wanted him to see it. Picture of the character creation screen, explain this. Because if I and Ball looked like this in Inquisition 10 years ago, man, I still can't believe Inquisition is 10 years old, I'm getting old, and the Arrow Shark like this in 13 years ago, what the hell do you call this metrosexual abomination? You know what his reply was? Oh, buddy, I'm not the art director. What a disingenuous twat. You're not a political theorist either, mate, so what exactly is your qualification for trying to do a debate discussing politics in games? Do tell. I didn't realize you needed to be an art director to notice the current Canary looks like a California college student moonwalking through fucking Chernobyl. This is why so many people despise his guts, by the way, and the comments on the post show as much. Because when reality is staring at you dead in the face, you're asking to debate politics in games, someone shows you the effects of politics in games, and your only reply is, I'm not the art director? And then to add further insult to injury, he posts this, claiming to be sick of gaming content creators who invade the space only to prop up political agendas. It's a form of gaslighting. People want to throw a monkey wrench at your head or drop an anvil on you like it's an Actman cartoon. I mean, let's be honest here. I would wager the majority of people who'd want to watch Actman debate anyone is to see him get walloped. That or to send in super chats to make him address how wrong he was about as and the whole pronoun debacle. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to change one damn thing about the AAA gaming industry, so why bother? Now, obviously, not to get too conspiratorial here, given that he has a large platform and for some bizarre reason people still listen to this gimp, which frankly blows my mind when in his Starfield video he seemingly couldn't differentiate between being political versus featuring political factions as part of a storyline when he brought up New Vegas, but anyway. Why he's doing this now, I have no idea. I get the impression he's emboldened because he knocked off some cheap second-rate porn, but who knows? I could very well be reading far too much into this and he's just goofing around. I doubt he's going to debate anyone. Definitely not V, who is far more intelligent than he is, or Andy Pants for that matter. V is far more politically astute than the overwhelming majority of these people, can hold his own in a debate, and he knows how to make an argument to the audience, which is what you're ultimately trying to do here. The opponent is not someone you necessarily need to crush in the debate. Your opponent is a canvas you should use to enforce your argument and make your pitch. Question then becomes, who's your champion for that? I'd say the Romanian is a pretty solid choice. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.